Welcome to part 2 of making cider. Today I'll be using mechanical versions of equipment. So this one here will be used to grind up the apples. So today we're turning the apples into pulp, and then tomorrow we're coming along and actually turning the pulp into juice. Just for confusion, the American version of our apple juice is cider, and the American version of our cider is hard cider. So it might get a little bit changeable in terminology. I am sorry. I'm bound to default to the English version by habit. So any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. Hopefully this will be of some interest. Actually, this is a good one, showing you the difference between rot and a bruise. The rot is a distinctly different shade, and the bruise is entirely natural. The bruise goes in, the other goes to the deck. Now this is medium level equipment, perfectly reasonable. Obviously it's going to be slower, and unfortunately the cartridge size is a little bit smaller as well, which isn't ideal, but it's just a matter of putting in. We'll put a couple of in now. Because they just bounce around a little bit otherwise. Again, never copy a man chopping into his hand with a knife. Just stupid idea. Really is. Yeah, that one has started to bite into it, but we'll give it a helping hand anyway. That's a bruise, it's not brown rot. Nothing wrong with the bruise. There they are, they're done. It's taken all that time, and the pieces are far coarser than before. By the way, whilst we're here, the difference in the coloration between that and that is basically, really basically, the tannin content within the apple. This is a cider apple called Sweet Alfred. It'll make a nice cider, but obviously the heavy tannins that are in the previous one, which was Tremlitz Bitter, are provide a different flavour. It's very much a West Country thing. I think it's a West Country thing in the UK. And the blend of the apples is what will give it its taste. Now at the starter end of the crushing market, it's can be very easy. You can either freeze the apples straight away, and then the freezing action and thawing action will break down the sides of the apples, the structure of the apples, and it'd be very easy to juice. That's great if you've got the spare capacity in the freezer. The other way is to get a plank of wood and smash it to bits. Now then, I haven't got a clean plank of wood. I also don't need to do it, so I'll quickly show you. Make sure this wood is not tannalized. It's got to be clean wood. Tannalized will be introducing chemicals that are totally undesirable. Okay, and it's as simple as these are actually rejects, because I haven't got a clean piece of wood. This is all going in the bin afterwards, but you can see it's going to make a mess, but it will reduce quite nicely. And if it's frozen first, even better. Right, and now we've managed to extract all the pulp. We've ground the apples down into the pulp. We've let them sit for over 24 hours. It was designed to be 24 hours, but something happened in between times, so it had to be a little bit longer, but 36. But now they've been sitting in their pulped format for quite a long time. So this is a hydro press. What happens is this one clicks on there. When we're ready, we'll turn the water on. Inside here is a net bag that's used to help just the juice come out rather than the pulp. I find it's easier to add on the clips just to hold it format, and it's just a matter of loading the pulp. Now then, when you macerate the actual pomace itself, the crushed apples, they impart a bit of the colour. So in the red variety, what you find, instead of having clear juice, you have much more red juice. Not much, just a hint. And also this mixture releases the juice a lot easier. Basically the apples relax from their rather devastating treatment just a short while ago, just 36 hours ago, and the juice is released a lot easier. Now then, any advantage we can get in either amounts of juice, ease of use on the equipment itself, it all helps the actual process. So we keep on loading this up right up to the top. Right, and the water's on, and because it's Chinese made rubbish, it's leaking. Knock off copy of good German equipment. I should never have done it, never bought this one, I should have bought the proper stuff. £200 more and I'd have had the proper equipment that wouldn't have leaked and wouldn't have gone wrong. Now it's all ready, so what we're going to do now, turn it on and the pressure will start mounting. You see there's already juice coming out. It's as simple as that, nothing more technical than that. And once you've released the pressure in the bottom, you can take the top off. And then, the knack of it, I have found, there. And that is all that's left of those apples. Very dry. They've released all the juice, and then that can be used as either pig feed or, if you like me, in addition to your compost. Great stuff. Now we're on to the mid version of how to make cider. This press here doesn't cost an awful lot. It's much slower than one you've just seen, but it works just fine. The output of this one is almost as good as the other one. It's quite hard to get the pressure on the pulp, but it can work. And the actual juice output is no difference to what I've done in the hydropress. So all we do is with this one isn't the right size, but it'll do for our purposes today. So same process before. We put the net bag inside the liner, and then I managed to use up all of the pulp from yesterday. So what I've done is I've re-wet the pulp I used, which is something you can definitely do anyway. Bits that work like an extension like that inside, and then what goes on top. There you have it. You see the colour is very good, so it's picked up a lot of the flavour. One second. Just getting it started off again. And there. As simple as that. Works very well. And you just squeeze the living daylights out of it. Until it's all gone. So imagine if you're starting off and you don't want to spend much money because you want to see if you like the idea or not. At the very base level, all you need is a muslin cloth. Nice fine mesh one, sanitized. I can't actually stress the importance of sanitizing everything that the juice will come in contact with. Very important. If you pick up undesirables from rotting anything on the way, you'll ruin everything you do. So as I said, all you need is a muslin cloth. Put it inside the muslin cloth and bind around and squash and press. The juice you get out will be just as good as anything I can produce in a hydropress. It's just not as efficient, as quick. But it'll work fine. Depends on. There we go, guys. That's the juicing stage done. Next section will be released fairly soon, and that will be on fermentation, where things get a lot less expensive, potentially. And all we've got to remember is the enemy is air. All that will be explained in the next release. See you later, guys.